Hello, everyone. Welcome back, my amazing English learner. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your goals, thinking they are too big to achieve? What if I told you that the journey to success doesn't start with a giant leap? It starts with one tiny step. Comment below if you've ever felt stuck and don't know where to begin, because today, I'll show you exactly how small steps can change your life. Chapter 1: The Power of Small Beginnings. Welcome to the first step of your journey. Many people think success is only for the lucky or the talented. They see the end result, the big house, the famous job, the awards, and they feel it is impossible for them. They do not see the small steps behind it. Every great achievement in life started very small. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person once had zero experience. Success does not happen in a day. It happens slowly, one small step at a time. The key is to start. Even if the step is tiny, it matters. A small action repeated every day becomes a habit. A habit repeated every day becomes a skill. A skill repeated every day becomes a success. You may think your first step is too small to matter. You may think it will not make a difference, but this is where most people fail. They wait for a perfect moment. They wait for a huge opportunity. They wait for motivation to appear. Life does not wait. The perfect moment may never come. The first step does not need to be big. It only needs to be taken. If you want to learn English, write one word today. If you want to be fit, walk for 5 minutes. If you want to save money, save $1. These are small actions, but they start the chain of progress. Imagine planting a tree. The seed is tiny. You water it once, you wait. You water it again. After months, a small plant appears. One day it becomes a strong tree. Success is like that tree. It starts tiny, but it grows every day you take care of it. Let us take an example from someone famous. J.K. Rowling, the writer of Harry Potter, was once rejected by many publishers. She had no money and no fame. She wrote her first book in cafes while raising her child. Every day she wrote a few pages. She took small steps toward her dream. One day, those small steps became a world-famous story. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, did not start with billions. He started with ideas and small actions. He learned, worked, failed, and tried again. Each small step led to bigger achievements. The lesson is clear: big goals are scary. They feel impossible. Small steps feel easy. Small steps are not scary. They build confidence. Confidence grows with action. Every small win is proof that you can do it. This is the reason why starting small is powerful. It gives you courage to continue. Many people give up because they try to do too much at once. They expect to become perfect in a day. They want results immediately. They do not understand that success is a journey. It is a series of tiny steps moving forward. Each step counts, even if it feels too small. Imagine climbing a mountain. You cannot jump to the top. You take one step, then another. Each step brings you closer to the peak. One day, you reach the top and you look back. You see how far you have come. That is the power of small beginnings. Small steps also help you learn. When you start with a tiny action, you can see what works and what does not. You can make mistakes without fear. Mistakes are lessons. They teach you how to improve. Big actions without preparation lead to failure. Small steps prepare you for bigger challenges. They give you experience and confidence. Every expert started small. Every master once had zero knowledge. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is action. Successful people start. They take the first step, no matter how small. They keep moving. They do not wait for the perfect moment. They do not wait for motivation. They start, and they learn along the way. You may think your first step is too small. You may think it will not change anything. But every small action grows into something bigger. Every tiny step adds up. Your journey begins with one action, one decision, one effort. Today, you can take that first step. Write one line, speak one word, make one call, or learn one thing. It does not matter how small. What matters is that you start. Starting is the hardest part. Once you take one step, the next step becomes easier. You feel capable. You feel stronger. You feel motivated. The chain reaction begins. Your life starts moving in the direction you want. Small beginnings build big dreams. Remember, the greatest achievements in history were once tiny actions. The people you admire started where you are now. They took one small step and they kept going. Today, you can do the same. You can begin your journey. You can take your first small step toward learning English, becoming healthier, earning more, or achieving your dreams. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not fear that your step is too small. Every step counts. Every action matters. Your future is created by the steps you take today. Take one small step and start your journey. The mountain will not climb itself. Your tree will not grow without water. Your dream will not happen without action. Start small. Start now. Keep going. Your success begins today with your first small step. Chapter 2: Breaking the Fear Barrier. Fear is the reason most people never start. Fear is natural. It lives in all of us. It whispers that we are not ready, that we will fail, that we are not good enough. It tells us to wait, to stay comfortable, and to avoid taking risks. But the truth is, fear is just a signal. It shows that something important is ahead. Every person who achieved something great felt fear at some point. They felt scared, uncertain, and nervous. What made them different was how they responded. They did not let fear stop them. They acknowledged it, understood it, and moved forward anyway. Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You feel nervous to jump. Your heart races. Your mind says, "What if I fail?" But you take a small step and put your toes in. Then you jump. Suddenly, you realize it was not as scary as you imagined. Fear disappears when you act. Fear loses its power when you take one step. The same is true in life. If you want to learn something new, start with a small task. If you fear speaking English, say one sentence aloud today. If you fear failing at a goal, do one small action toward it. Fear is strongest when you wait. Fear grows in your mind when you imagine every possible failure. The only way to shrink it is by action. Action proves to your mind that you can handle more than you think. Every small step you take against fear builds courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling fear and moving forward anyway. Think about the people you admire. They did not start fearless. They had doubts, worries, and anxiety. They simply refused to let fear control their life. Fear is a test. It challenges your determination. It asks, "Are you serious about your dream?" You answer by acting despite fear. One small step forward is like punching fear in the face. It loses control over you. When fear appears, do not argue with it. Do not try to wait for it to disappear. Act anyway. Start small, act today, and fear will slowly shrink. Small steps make fear manageable. They give you confidence that you can handle what comes next. Fear is not your enemy. It is a teacher. It shows where growth is needed. It points to opportunities you might avoid if you stay comfortable. You will always feel fear when you start something new. That is normal. What matters is that you take one action despite it. The first step is always scary. The first word, the first call, the first effort is difficult, but every step after becomes easier. You will discover that fear only exists in your imagination. Reality is always simpler than your mind tells you. Fear can motivate you if you use it wisely. It can remind you that you are pushing boundaries, that you are growing, that you are alive. Small steps turn fear into energy. Fear can become fuel if you act. Every time you face fear, you grow stronger. You realize that nothing is impossible. You realize that fear is temporary, but progress is permanent. Fear teaches patience. It teaches preparation. It teaches courage. It also teaches you to celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Each small step you take against fear is a victory. Each step shows that you are moving closer to your dream. The more you act, the less fear controls you. The more you practice small actions, the more confident you become. Fear fades when you take responsibility for your life. You cannot control fear, but you can control your action. You can control whether you move forward or stay stuck. This is the power of breaking the fear barrier. Today you can start. Take one action you have been afraid of. Speak one word, write one line, send one message, or try one new thing. Your fear will still be there, but it will have less power. One small step builds courage for the next. One action opens doors to more actions. This is how all great journeys begin. Fear will always be part of life, but it will never stop you if you keep moving. Every great success story includes fear. The difference is action. Fear is only a stop sign if you obey it. If you act, it becomes a guidepost. It tells you that growth is near. Take one small step today. Confront one fear. Feel it, face it, and move. That is how you build the courage to achieve more. That is how you break the fear barrier. That is how you create momentum for your dreams. Chapter 3: Motivation versus Discipline. Why small steps win? Many people think that success comes from feeling motivated. They wait for the perfect moment when they feel excited and ready. They think, tomorrow I will start, or I will do it when I feel motivated. But motivation is not reliable. Motivation comes and goes. One day you feel full of energy. The next day you feel tired. One day you are confident. The next day you are scared. If you wait for motivation, you will wait forever. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is the habit of taking action, even when you do not feel like it. Discipline is doing the work when motivation is low. Discipline is taking small steps every day, no matter how you feel. Discipline is more powerful than motivation because it lasts. Motivation is a spark. Discipline is a fire that never dies. Small steps win because they do not need huge motivation. You do not need to be perfect to start. You only need to do one tiny action. One small action leads to another. This is how habits are formed. If you want to learn English, do not wait to feel like studying for an hour. Study for 5 minutes today. That small step leads to 10 minutes tomorrow, then 15. Over time, you will be learning more and more. If you want to exercise, start with 2 minutes of walking. That small step builds a routine. You do not need to wait until you feel motivated. You only need discipline. Small steps make progress visible. You can see that you are moving forward. Motivation may be invisible because it comes and goes. Discipline gives you control. Discipline makes success predictable. It gives you confidence. Every time you take a small action, you feel proud. You feel capable. You feel strong. This feeling becomes your motivation for the next step. Small steps create a chain reaction. Each tiny action fuels the next. Each tiny win builds confidence. Each day you act, you grow stronger. This is why small steps always win over waiting for motivation. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Motivation is exciting but fleeting. Discipline is boring at first, but it leads to massive results. Look at the most successful people in the world. They did not wait to feel motivated. They worked every day. They took small steps, repeated them consistently, and never gave up. They used discipline to build habits. Habits are the foundation of long-term success. Small actions repeated daily turn into habits. Habits repeated daily turn into progress. Progress repeated daily turns into success. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to start. You only need one small step. Motivation may appear after you start. Sometimes you start small, and suddenly you feel excited. Sometimes excitement comes after action, not before. This is the secret most people miss. Action creates motivation. Waiting for motivation keeps people stuck. Small steps build momentum. Momentum makes bigger steps easier. Momentum turns fear into courage. Momentum turns doubts into confidence. One action leads to the next. One step leads to the next step. You do not notice the change immediately, but over time it adds up. You become stronger, smarter, and better. You move closer to your dream every day. Small steps give you power over your life. They make you responsible for your progress. They make success predictable. Discipline makes your life smooth because you do not rely on feelings. You rely on action. You rely on small steps repeated consistently. Small steps are not just about work, they are about growth. Every small step teaches you something. Every action builds confidence. Every habit improves your skills. You may think your action is too small to matter. You may think it is insignificant, but this is wrong. Small steps have hidden power. They grow quietly until one day you look back and see how far you have come. You will be amazed at what one small action every day can do. The key is consistency. Motivation may inspire you once. Discipline sustains you forever. Small steps make discipline easy. You do not need to push yourself too hard. You only need to start. You only need to act. The rest follows naturally. Today, choose one small step. It could be writing one sentence, learning one word, taking a 2-minute walk, or speaking one phrase in English. Do it now. Feel the power of discipline. Feel the confidence of progress. Celebrate that small action. Tomorrow, take another small step. Keep going. Build momentum. Build habits. Build success. This is the difference between people who dream and people who achieve. Motivation comes and goes, but small steps backed by discipline will take you to your goal. Take one small step today and prove to yourself that you can. Chapter 4. Tracking Progress. The Invisible Fuel. Taking small steps is important, but tracking your progress is what makes those steps powerful. Without tracking, you may feel like you are moving, but getting nowhere. You may lose motivation. You may forget how far you have come. Tracking progress is like adding fuel to your journey. It gives you energy, confidence, and clarity. When you see proof of your efforts, you feel motivated to keep going. Even the smallest achievement becomes a victory when you track it. Imagine learning English. If you learn one word a day, it may feel too little. You may think, this is not enough. But when you write down all the words you have learned in a notebook, you see that after 1 month, you know 30 words. After 3 months, 90 words. Suddenly, your small steps show a big result. This is the magic of tracking progress. It makes your efforts visible. You feel proud. You feel capable. You feel ready for the next challenge. Tracking also helps you stay consistent. When you see a blank day in your log, you are reminded to take action. It holds you accountable. You start to care about your habits and small actions because you can see their effect. The habit of tracking turns effort into results. Even tiny wins become important. Every step counts. Tracking progress also helps you learn. You can see what works and what does not. If something does not give results, you can adjust your plan. If something works, you can do more of it. Progress becomes a guide, showing you the right way to move forward. It gives you direction. Many people fail, not because they do not try. They fail because they do not measure their effort. They cannot see growth. They give up too soon. When you track, you see the truth. You see that your small steps are working. You see that change is happening, even if slowly. You see that your future is being built every day. Tracking progress is also very simple. It does not need fancy tools or complicated systems. A notebook, a calendar, or even a phone app works. You can check one box every time you do a small task. You can write down one line about your effort. You can take a photo of your small achievement. Seeing the evidence gives you confidence. Each check mark becomes a win. Each note becomes proof that you are moving forward. Progress tracking also creates a positive cycle. Small action leads to small achievement. Small achievement leads to pride. Pride leads to motivation. Motivation leads to more action. The cycle continues and grows. You will be amazed at how fast your life changes when you start tracking. Even failures become lessons when tracked. When you write down mistakes, you learn from them. You see patterns. You see areas for improvement. You see opportunities to grow. Tracking turns confusion into clarity. It makes success measurable. It makes dreams tangible. It makes small steps meaningful. Real progress is not about doing huge things. It is about doing small things consistently and noticing them. Every step matters. Every action counts. Your journey becomes visible when you track it. Tracking also builds self-discipline. You start to value your efforts. You start to respect your time. You start to commit to your goals because you can see your own growth. It creates a sense of responsibility. You become the driver of your life. You no longer wait for motivation, luck, or someone else to push you. You see your progress. You feel your power. You know that small steps repeated every day build big results. Tracking also helps you stay focused. You do not get lost in distractions. You do not feel like your efforts are wasted. You see exactly where you are and where you are going. This clarity makes every action purposeful. Tracking progress is the invisible fuel that keeps you moving, even when you feel tired, afraid, or unmotivated. It reminds you that success is a process, not a sudden miracle. It teaches patience. It teaches consistency. It teaches the power of small steps. Today, start tracking your first step. Write down one small action. Check it. Celebrate it. Do this every day. Watch your progress grow. Watch your confidence grow. Watch your dreams become real. Tracking is simple, but it changes everything. It turns effort into results. It turns fear into courage. It turns small steps into unstoppable momentum. Your success depends on your ability to see and measure your growth. Start today, take one small step, and track it. Keep going. Keep watching yourself grow. Your journey becomes unstoppable when you fuel it with progress. Chapter 5. Overcoming setbacks. Without losing momentum. No matter how carefully you plan, setbacks are a part of life. They are normal, and they happen to everyone. The difference between success and failure is not avoiding setbacks. It is how you respond to them. Setbacks can feel like walls that stop you from moving forward. They can make you feel discouraged, frustrated, and ready to give up. But setbacks are not the end. They are lessons. They are opportunities to grow. Every failure teaches something important. Every mistake shows a better path. The people who succeed are not those who never fail. They are the ones who keep moving, even when life pushes them back. Imagine learning English. You try to speak to someone, and they do not understand you. You feel embarrassed. You feel like giving up. But if you try again, practice more, and learn from the mistake, you will improve. That small setback becomes a stepping stone. It is not a stop sign. It is a lesson. The same is true for any goal. If you want to start a business, your first plan may fail. If you want to get fit, your first exercise may be too hard. If you want to save money, unexpected expenses may appear. These setbacks are part of the journey. They are natural. They are expected. What matters is how you handle them. Small steps help you overcome setbacks. When you take small actions, mistakes do not feel overwhelming. You can recover faster. You can adjust your plan. You can try again. Large, sudden actions are risky. A big failure can feel crushing. Small steps protect you. They allow you to fail safely. They teach resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back. Resilience is what keeps momentum alive. When you face a setback, remind yourself that it is temporary. It does not define you. It does not erase your progress. Every small step you took before is still there. You are still moving forward. Setbacks also teach patience. They show that success is not instant. It is a journey of many small actions. Sometimes you take a step forward and then two steps back. This is normal. This is life. The key is to keep stepping. Momentum is created by action. Even after a setback, one small step continues your momentum. It keeps you moving toward your goal. You may feel tired or discouraged. You may feel like quitting. This is the moment when small steps are most important. They are easier than giant leaps. They keep you going when everything seems hard. Another important lesson is to celebrate your recovery. Every time you overcome a setback, you grow stronger. You gain confidence. You prove to yourself that you are capable. You learn that failure is not the enemy, it is a teacher. Every setback can become a turning point if you act. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Each failure was a small step toward success. He did not quit. He kept moving. That is how small steps and persistence overcome setbacks. Life will always have challenges. There will be days when you feel stuck, days when progress feels slow, days when fear and doubt return, but you can overcome them by acting. One small step, even after a setback, is enough to continue the journey. Keep your focus on progress, not perfection. Keep your eyes on the goal, not the obstacle. Keep taking small actions every day. Each small step rebuilds momentum. Each small step strengthens your confidence. Each small step proves that setbacks do not define you. You are stronger than any challenge. You are capable of more than you imagine. Today, take a moment to reflect on your setbacks. Identify one challenge you can turn into a small action. Do that action, even a tiny step matters. It keeps your journey alive, it keeps your momentum moving. Setbacks are not your enemy. They are part of your path. They are reminders that success requires persistence. They are signals to adjust, learn, and grow. Small steps help you overcome them. Small steps keep your journey steady. Small steps turn challenges into opportunities. Every setback you overcome makes your future brighter. Every small action after a failure brings you closer to your dream. Keep moving, keep stepping, keep growing. Momentum is unstoppable when fueled by action, no matter the setbacks. Chapter 6. Mindset Shift. Small actions, big results. Your mindset determines how far you will go in life. The way you think shapes the results you get. Many people believe that success comes from talent, luck, or big opportunities. They focus on the outcome and forget the process. They feel frustrated when results do not appear immediately. This is why small actions feel insignificant to many. They underestimate their power. But the truth is that small actions, repeated consistently, create enormous results over time. This is the mindset of success. It is the belief that what you do today matters. That tiny effort will grow into something bigger. That every small step counts. When you shift your mindset, you see opportunities instead of obstacles. You see progress instead of failure. You see potential in every small effort. Imagine learning English. Speaking one sentence today may feel tiny. It may feel useless. But one sentence repeated every day, corrected and improved, turns into fluent speech over time. The same is true for any skill or goal. Small steps compound into big results. This is called the compound effect. Just like money grows in a bank account through small deposits, your actions grow into success over time. The right mindset allows you to trust the process. You no longer expect instant results. You no longer compare yourself to others. You focus on your journey. You focus on taking the next small step. This mindset makes failure temporary. Mistakes become lessons. Challenges become opportunities. Fear becomes fuel. Every action becomes meaningful. Small actions build confidence. They teach you patience. They show you that success is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing something consistently, every day. This mindset also teaches gratitude. You start noticing the small wins that others ignore. You celebrate progress instead of waiting for perfection. You feel motivated because you see yourself moving forward. Your mindset becomes a tool that drives your actions. The more positive and focused your mindset, the easier it is to take small steps. The more you take small steps, the stronger your mindset becomes. It is a cycle. It is a loop of growth. The mind adapts to action. The more you act, the more confident you feel. The more confident you feel, the bigger steps you can take. You become unstoppable. This mindset is what separates dreamers from achievers. Dreamers focus on the result and give up easily. Achievers focus on the process and never stop taking small actions. They trust that every small effort adds up. They know that persistence beats talent. They know that consistency beats motivation. You can develop this mindset by practicing awareness and reflection. Notice every small step you take. Appreciate it. Record it. Reflect on it. Recognize that even tiny actions are shaping your future. This is how small actions transform into big results. It may take time, it may feel slow, but every action matters. Every small effort builds the foundation for something greater. Your mindset allows you to see the invisible growth. It teaches you patience, persistence, and belief in yourself. Today, decide to change your mindset. Decide to see the power of small actions. Decide to focus on your journey instead of the result. Take one small step and trust that it will lead to something bigger. Your future is created by what you do today, one action at a time. Small actions are not small when you see them through the lens of the right mindset. They are the seeds of your success. Nurture them, repeat them, and watch your life transform. Chapter 7. Habits Turning Tiny Steps into the Automatic Success. Small steps are powerful, but habits are what make them unstoppable. Habits are actions that become automatic over time. They do not rely on motivation or willpower. They work silently, creating success in the background. The key to achieving your dreams is to turn your small steps into habits. When something becomes a habit, it no longer feels like a struggle. It becomes part of your daily life. Imagine brushing your teeth. You do it every day without thinking. Now imagine using the same principle for your goals. If you learn one word in English every day, it becomes a habit. If you take a short walk every day, it becomes a habit. If you write one line in your journal every day, it becomes a habit. These small actions, repeated consistently, build progress automatically. Habits reduce the chance of giving up. Motivation comes and goes. Willpower can fail, but a habit keeps you moving forward without thinking. Small steps become part of your routine, and routine creates success. Building a habit does not have to be hard. Start very small. Choose one tiny action. Focus on doing it every day. For example, if your goal is to exercise, start with 2 minutes a day. If your goal is learning English, learn one word a day. The action is tiny, but the consistency is powerful. Over time, the habit grows naturally. You do not need to force yourself. You do not need to wait for motivation. The habit carries you forward. Another key is tracking your habits. When you check off a task every day, you see your progress. You feel proud. You feel motivated to continue. You do not want to break the chain of action. This simple system creates momentum. Habits also help you overcome setbacks. On days when you feel tired, scared, or unmotivated, your habits keep you going. Small actions repeated automatically prevent you from stopping. Habits shape your identity. When you do something every day, you start seeing yourself differently. You start thinking, I am a person who takes action. I am a learner. I am someone who grows every day. Your identity changes because of habits, and your identity drives your actions. This is why small steps are so powerful when they become habits. They do not just change what you do, they change who you are. Small steps and habits work together. Small steps are the start. Habits make them unstoppable. Every habit starts with one tiny action. The first day may feel small and insignificant. The second day may feel the same. But after a week, after a month, after a year, you will look back and be amazed at how far you have come. Habits also create freedom. Once your positive actions are automatic, you do not have to force yourself. You use your energy for bigger challenges. Your life becomes easier because your foundation is strong. Habits are the secret behind every successful person. They do not rely on inspiration. They rely on systems. They rely on consistent small steps turned into automatic actions. You can start today. Choose one small action you want to make a habit. Do it today. Repeat it tomorrow. Repeat it again the next day. Track it. Celebrate it. Make it part of your routine. Watch your life transform. Tiny steps become habits. Habits become progress. Progress becomes success. This is how you turn small actions into unstoppable results. Your future is created by the habits you build today. Chapter 8. Real-life stories. Proof that small steps work. Sometimes we need proof that small steps really lead to big results. Stories of real people can show us that every tiny action matters. Let's start with someone most people know. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was once a struggling single mother. She had little money and faced rejection after rejection from publishers. Most people would have given up, but she wrote a little bit every day. She took small steps toward her dream of finishing a book. Slowly, page by page, she completed the first Harry Potter book. That small daily effort became a series that changed the lives of millions. Her story proves that small, consistent actions can grow into something extraordinary. Another example is Thomas Edison. He is famous for inventing the light bulb, but he did not succeed immediately. He failed thousands of times. Each failure taught him something new. He took tiny steps, adjusting his experiments every day. His small actions added up to one of the greatest inventions in history. Without small steps, Edison would never have achieved success. Then there is someone more relatable. Someone like you and me. Imagine a student learning English. She starts by learning one word a day. At first, it feels too slow. After a week, she knows 7 words. After a month, 30 words. After a year, she is speaking with confidence. That small daily effort transformed her life. She gained skills, confidence, and opportunities just by starting small. These stories have a common lesson. Success does not require sudden genius or huge leaps. It requires patience, persistence, and small actions repeated consistently. Every person who succeeds starts where you are now, with tiny steps. Every person faces challenges, failures, and doubts. Every person grows slowly, one action at a time. The power of small steps is also seen in fitness. People who want to be healthy do not run marathons on day one. They start with a walk, then a short jog, then a longer run. Step by step, they build strength, stamina, and confidence. Tiny actions repeated daily transform their bodies and their lives. Look at entrepreneurs. They do not start with huge businesses. They start with an idea, a small experiment, a test. They learn, adjust, and take another small step. Over time, these small steps create successful companies. The lesson is simple: small actions matter more than grand plans. Even when the results seem invisible, the actions are building your future. The key is consistency. Keep taking small steps. Learn from mistakes, track progress, celebrate small wins. Trust the process. Your story can be as powerful as any of these examples. You do not need a sudden breakthrough. You do not need perfect conditions. You only need to start. You only need to take one small step today. Your small actions may feel invisible at first. You may think they do not matter. But over time, they will accumulate into something incredible. Every expert, every famous person, every achiever you admire started small. They all faced doubt, fear, and obstacles. They all took tiny steps and repeated them consistently. Today, you can do the same. Pick one action, however small, and do it now. Speak a word, write a sentence, take a short walk, save a small amount of money, whatever your goal is. That small step is the start of your story. The more small steps you take, the closer you get to your dream. One day, you will look back and be amazed at how far you have come. These real-life stories prove that small steps are not small at all. They are powerful. They are the foundation of every success. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the journey. Your life can change if you take that first step today. Chapter 9. Taking your first step. Today, now it is time to act. You have learned that success starts with small steps. You have seen that fear is normal, but it can be overcome. You understand that motivation comes and goes, but discipline lasts. You know that tracking progress fuels momentum. You have learned how setbacks can teach you lessons, and how mindset and habits turn small actions into big results. You have heard real-life stories of people just like you who started small and achieved greatness. All of this knowledge is useless if you do not take the first step today. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. The first step may feel small or even silly. That is okay. It does not matter how small it is. What matters is that you start. That small step is powerful. It begins the chain of progress that can change your life. Think about your goal. What is one tiny action you can take today? Speak one English sentence, write one word, take one short walk, save one small amount. Do that action today, take it seriously, celebrate it, record it. That is your first victory. Once you take the first step, the next step becomes easier. You build confidence. You build momentum. You build belief in yourself. Action breaks fear, builds discipline, and strengthens habits. Your first step today does not have to be perfect. It does not have to be huge. It just has to happen. Every journey begins with a first step. Even mountains are climbed one step at a time. Even long books are written one page at a time. Even successful businesses start with one small decision. Your life is no different. Start small, start now, and keep moving. Track your progress. Notice your achievements. Learn from mistakes. Adjust your actions. Repeat every day. This is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary results. You do not need luck. You do not need talent. You need action. Small, consistent action. Take your first step today, write it down. Commit to it, do it, then take another step tomorrow and the next day. Every step builds your journey. Every step creates momentum. Every step shapes your future. Do not underestimate the power of starting now. One step can lead to 10. 10 steps can lead to hundreds. Hundreds of steps can transform your life. Today is your day. Take that first step and begin your journey toward success. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and you have the power within you. The only thing missing is action. Take it now. Comment below what your first step will be. Share your action with others. Inspire yourself and others. Like this video if you found it helpful. Subscribe to the channel to learn more ways to turn small steps into big results. Remember, your success begins today with one small step. Start now and keep going. Your future is waiting.